Hello everybody, I am Jennifer. Welcome to whispersinink.net. Today we're going to be doing a technique card and I hope you can see that. That is using the hardwood stamp and the embossing paste. So if you haven't been brave enough to try the embossing paste, this should encourage you enough to do it. What we're going to do though is that we're going to take this card and we're going to tweak it for a fall card, which is why we're using the falling for leaves and the detailed leaves thinlits, or saving 10% in your catalog. There's a bundle here and we're going to change the color just a little bit, but I'm going to walk you through what we have here. We have our burlap ribbon, and as you can see, that's not the full piece. I did cut it, which is super easy for those that haven't tried that either. So you're going to learn another technique if you haven't done that either. We have our hardwood stamp. Get the glare out of that so you can see. I do have it in the wood mount. Even if you have it in the clear mount, you're good. You can still use it. We also have our galvanized buttons that are in the new fall winter catalog. I have a little, this is a little piece of, I think it's linen thread. I have a little pile of scrap ribbons that I try to use up. We're going to use our early espresso and then this die cut. Now, if you guys haven't seen these die cuts yet, we're going to use this leaf die cut right here. But the cool part is that you don't have to cut out the fancy leaf. You can actually use this stamp and cut it out and leave it whole. So, and I've used this on a couple of different things, and I actually used this on a coffee and cards video. So please feel free to go over to the Facebook page and check that out. But I did all my cutting already, so I don't need that. And we're also going to use the Thinking of You with a Grateful Heart on the inside. And the size of this, you guys, and you're not gonna be able to see it, but it does fit on the D block. It's perfect. Just as a sentiment on the front or just as your inside verse that you want to use. But let's get down to it. What you're going to want to have is, I'm going to actually, our card today we're going to do in Mango Melody. So you're going to want two pieces, the crumb cake and the Mango Melody, at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I don't know if you saw, but I did do a little topsy-turvy there. So that's what we need this second piece of Mango Melody for. But to do our technique, we want to do it on the crumb cake. So let's get to it. And I thought, I thought I had my silicone mat here. Put that on my silicone mat, and all the items that I used, all the item numbers, will be in my blog post, which will be posted later today. We're going to use the embossing paste. Just as a little tip, because I don't use my embossing paste every day, but I do use it a lot. This is actually my 3rd bucket of embossing paste, if that tells you anything. One was because I didn't seal it right, but the other one was because I've used it a lot. So I found that if you leave the foil on and just take enough off that you can dig in it, because you don't need a lot for this technique, you only need a little, because what you want to do, we're going to need a little bit more than that. What you want to do is you want to put just an even smear if you will. Just like that. And I tried to do it, I didn't do the whole sheet, but just enough to get a good texture out of it. And I made sure that it was smooth, or mostly smooth. And this one I like because you can actually make sure that all the embossing paste gets on your crumb cake sheet. And you're going to want to remember to seal up that embossing paste as soon as you're done using it. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our hardwood stamp. Now, normally I would tell my customers to use the hardwood stamp and put their paper on top. Use your bone folder to slide it across to get your image on your paper. But in this instance, we are going to do the opposite. You want to ink up. And it's a lot easier to see that you get all of your ink done by doing it this way. And yes, I still have some old ink pads. Your whole image is inked. And I'm going to kind of turn this on the side. And you're just going to take this and you're going to stamp right into that embossing paste. Just like that. Hold it down for a second, make sure that it gets in there good. And there's your image. The cool part is that right now, it kind of looks a little green, like a mossy meadowy color. But once it dries nice and dark like the other one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our stamping to let this embossing paste dry. The only image really or the only stamp that we did on this one is our sentiment on the inside. And I didn't do a or did I do a sentiment on the inside of that one? Oh, I did. I did Love What You Do, because this was actually a team swap that I did last month. So, and the girls wanted to see exactly how I did it, so I figured I would do a video about it. Here is the Thinking of You with a Grateful Heart. You can see it pretty well now that it's got some early espresso ink on it. And I'm just going to put it at the bottom. You can put it at the top. You can put it wherever you want. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my chamois because I was cleaning my scrubs today, so those are all wet. There is our sentiment for the inside. Now I'm going to put this really aside because I don't want to get the little pieces from this. And I'm just going to take this and kind of guess. This is the only time I'm going to tell people to cut off ahead of time. We're going to see how many strands there are in here. For the card that I did, I only used 3 strands. So what I did is I just cut this up along that 3rd strand on the left because I liked that thinner piece. That one was a little bit too thick. And it doesn't matter, you can do it any way you want because it's your card. Some people just pull these apart, which you can do that. But I find that the pieces stay together better when you just go ahead and you trim out the whole way through. And for those of you that have bifocals, you understand what I'm having a hard time seeing today. Woo! All right, so this, we have all of this for another day. This goes on a little scrap pile. And this piece, kind of clean off the edge just by rubbing it along to it gets all those little fur pieces off. And fur, no, it's not really fur, but you know what I'm saying. Here is our, instead of the butterfly, we're gonna put this leaf on here. And I'm gonna take that little trim piece of the linen thread. I'm sorry, you guys, that banging is the baby chicks. So hopefully you don't hear that. I'm gonna trim that end so I can get it through the button. And I'm gonna end up putting it through the leaf and back up the leaf. And then through that second hole. I hope you guys, oh man. All right, so that the button sits in the middle of that kind of flower looking piece. So it'll sit right in the middle of that. I just thought that it would look really cool. I love these galvanized buttons, you guys. Oh my gosh, they are so fun. I haven't gotten brave enough yet to pull out my Stampin' Blends and see if I can color them, but how cool would that be? All right, now, apparently the water dish is empty and they're trying to tell me the water dish is empty. Now we're going to tie a bow here. Just like that. Cute little bow. And actually, I think I'm going to trim that. And make that just a smidgen smaller because we're going to have a bow on that other big piece. That's much better. All right. I was worried that that mango would be too bright against that, but I don't think so, you guys. I think that's going to be really cool. Now, we know, and I'm going to tell you, this embossing paste does take a while to dry. So it's going to, it's not going to be exactly dry when we put it together. You're going to want to, and I found this to be the easiest way, as I put my paper on here, and then with, where did my snail go? You guys, I still have fast fuse left because I did go a little bit crazy when it went on sale because I love the fast fuse. I miss the fast fuse terribly. Here is our topsy-turvy there. And it's not going to stick yet because it's wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get it in what I know is the dry section so that we can get this video moving here. We'll do this like this and this. And if you get it over in this section, you guys, all you got to do is peel it off, just like I just did. That adhesive rubs right off. Or if you have your oh, I don't remember what it was called. That other little eraser that we had. We had an awesome eraser that used to get rid of that. And then we're going to put our burlap section over here. I'm going to try not to mess up this embossing paste. I think we can be successful with that now. But I didn't get it over quite. There we go. We'll put this on here, just like this. There's our bow for that, and our top, and there's our topsy-turvy. I am going to put dimensionals on the back side of this very carefully so that I don't mess up that embossing paste. This technique, guys, it gives it's a huge impact. I had my girls stumped on what I did, and I love it. Now, another tip for you, I do find that this technique, the embossing paste with the stamped image, I think it works better with the red rubber stamps than with the photopolymer stamps. And if you excuse my reach, I have an example for you. Oh, sorry guys. I used the same concept for this leaf stamped image with the photopolymer, and it got a little, it bled a little bit more than the red rubber one did. So I'm thinking that it's probably the stamp. I haven't tried it again yet with the photopolymer, but with as many red rubber stamps as we have, particularly with working with that, I think that it adds a ton of wow to your card. And then we'll just put this on the front, and I'm not gonna be able to do that now because it's not gonna stick because the embossing paste is still wet. But here is the stamped embossing paste technique. And I hope you guys love the card as much as I do. I do love this technique. It is so fun. Any questions, go ahead and send me a message, comment, or email me or text me because all my information is on the whispersandink.net page. Go ahead and please subscribe to my channel and like and share. We gotta get more people to find out all the fun stuff that we do. Thanks for joining me today. You guys have a great day getting crafty, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.